EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll run on first down. It's Beal. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. But Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Montgomery on the counter. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Fields. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing. But to give him this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position. And to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. To throw is Jackson. And it's caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On second down now, it's Beal. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Hunter Nice-Swander on to punt now on 4th down.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Jackson.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
They're looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted.
Picked off at the 23. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. He's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
From the gun, here's Fields.
Going up top.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked up by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 23. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. And let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
Shedding through the defense.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Here's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the 1st.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Dobbins.
And he stopped immediately there. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll try to pound it in with Ricard. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown.
Patrick Ricard. Fine work there on the touchdown run.
And the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point. And it's now 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now a give running left with Montgomery. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. A tackle credited to Deshaun Elliott, the safety.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Now it's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 27-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there was no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run Montgomery. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
But he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw pulled in by Robinson here.
That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Here's Fields.
Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Denzel Mims there to make the grab. And the Bears cut into that lead.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal. Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now Jackson on first down. Got a man. It's Brown. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Partner, it took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche. Partner, and in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability, and this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Wide open receiver, complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Ravens are able to add on to their first half lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And we'll see what they want to do. Just 20 seconds remaining here before the half.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
On 1st down, it's Fields.
Looking deep downfield. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports?
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This is really impressive because when the offenses are running RPOs, things move very quickly. Fake, ball's out of his hands, and they're trying to hit him in the gaps downfield. And instead, the defender reacts so well that he makes a play on it, and the ball falls incomplete.
And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you'll have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up 1st downs.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
From midfield now, here's Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
First down and more for Jackson. The quick feet by Jackson. And he takes this all the way down to the Bears' 10-yard line. A big gain there on 3rd and long. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Now Mostert off the read option. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Another run here with Dobbins. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Fields throw pulled in by Robinson here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And how about this, a fake? And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So they went with a trickery there on the fake punt, hoping to catch that return team flat-footed, but it did not work out.
And you were talking about trying to catch them flat-footed. That's what they were hoping for, trying to catch them off guard. But that's a well-coached team on the other side. They were more than prepared, and they were able to stop it.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Jackson to throw. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Dobbins. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens add on. Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Throwing again is Fields. He'll air this one out for Mims. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Chicago. Denzel Mims with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bears get a bit closer. This time, the extra point up and good. And that will cut this lead down to 25. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Three quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, You're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
79 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
The Ravens on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
They'll go again with Dobbins.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
5 yards remain on second down.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Fields now to throw. That is caught by Mims.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Ravens on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Tucker's kick is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete here to Komet. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Fields on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Ravens, it's